Esteban, this is LaserBolt, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about trials and the uproar of the community, why the community is divided, and why I'm going to tell you something that Bungie doesn't want you to know, and a lot of streamers don't want you to know. So if all of this sounds like something you're definitely interested in, a like would be greatly appreciated, and let's talk about trials and the big uproar. As you may already know, guys, trials kicked off this Friday, and with that kickoff, they kicked off a brand new thing that actually talked in the TWAB, and that was telling you guys that they were going to change up the way the matchmaking system worked in trials. What they did this week is they went ahead and changed the way it was from previous week, which everybody was kind of really happy for. And what they did is they made it that any team that has gone flawless or any player that has gone flawless will automatically be placed in a separate pool that will only match them against other people who have gone flawless. If you've never been flawless, then you would only get matched up with people who've never been flawless if your fire team is complete of people who've never gone flawless. So let's reiterate that to make sure you guys understand. If you haven't gone flawless, but you play with someone that's been flawless, you're going to be playing against people who have been flawless. If you play with someone who's never been flawless and the rest of your team has never gone flawless, you're only going to be playing with people who've never been flawless and vice versa. So keep that in mind. I think that's where there's a big misconception. People think, oh, well, I've never been flawless and I'm playing with someone flawless. Then I'm getting stomped. The reason you're getting stomped is because you're playing against players who've been flawless. So that is the changes they made. And if it's healthy, if you guys like it, let me know in the comment section below. But today, I kind of want to talk and go a little bit deeper of why there's a big uproar, why is the community divided, and why is there so many people hating each other when theoretically everybody's trying to get flawless, right? So hear me out. So as you may go, there are two types of people currently that play trials. Number one, you have your players that just want to go flawless. They want to get the loot. They feel that they enjoy PvP. Number two, you got your streamers, your YouTubers, and people who are making a living of doing trials. Now, this is where we have a division. Anybody that's just trying to go flawless, they just want to have fun. Go flawless, get their loot, get their stuff done. They don't want to be matched up against sweats. They just want to have a very smooth transaction. If there's a hard game, okay, well, there's a hard game. Let's play the hard game. Hopefully we win and get the card done. Now, the problem comes with the streamers, the YouTubers, and the people who make a living with playing trials. I'm going to tell you right now, at least 95% of people who play trials on stream, on YouTube, or anything like that are making a living by playing trials. And you're probably wondering, all right, Laser, tell me how people are making a living. Well, as you guys may already know, Bungie stopped and put a hiatus and was like, no more trial carries, right? You can't be charging people for trial carries. So a lot of streamers before this were already doing free carries. Now you're probably saying, well, if the streamer's doing a free carry, then it's not really paying for a trials, right? Well, guys, don't forget, there are donations. People donate to streamers. So they don't theoretically donate so they can get carried, but it's coincidence that the person who donates always gets carried, right? So that's one thing. Another thing is a majority of these streamers, majority of these YouTubers, majority of content creators, all of them are making a living already by just playing the game, right? So if you look at a streamer that has, let's say, 10,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 500 subscribers, they're already getting paid. So if they don't play trials, they're not going to get paid. So theoretically, they're still getting paid by playing trials. In addition to that, there are other places out there in the internet. I'm pretty sure you Googled it. I'm pretty sure you've seen them while you've been playing trials that offer free carries. People actually pay for that carry, and then the streamer actually carries the people live on stream. They don't tell you they're carrying someone from a website or from a referral, but they're still carrying people through trials. So there is a big secret business being run behind the scenes that's I'm going to say 95% of the people who stream trials are in this business. Now, this is what Bungie wants to stop. This is what Bungie doesn't want you to know. They want to put an end to this. They want to make sure that people aren't getting paid or making a living from doing trial carries. Now, I know a lot of people who do trial carries. I know a lot of people who actually make a living doing trial carries, and they run about $2,000, $3,000 a weekend just on trial carries alone. And I mean, that's a very lucrative business because as long as you're making that money, there's always going to be an incentive for you to play trials. Now, these people in particular, they don't want to have a difficult time doing these carries. I mean, you do not want to be running up a card, running it 1, 2, 3 games in a row and having that card fall, because that means that you're going to be taking longer to make money, right? So let's say you're making $50 every run or $100 every carry, and instead of doing 10 carries a day, since it's harder for you to do that carry, you're only going to be doing 2 to 3 carries a day. That's only $300, and you're used to making 1,000. you're like, man, that puts a big damage on my business. So what do? You go to the internet, you go to Twitter, you go to everywhere, and you start complaining that you don't like the brand new system. Now, the brand new system, guys, is catered for people who've never been flawless. A lot of people last weekend were complaining and complaining and complaining that they kept running into teams that were 3-stack and that were running, full teams, and it was very difficult for them to get flawless because they were kept running into 3-stack teams. What Bungie did is said, okay, well, the only way we're able to avoid that is if someone already went flawless, let them play against people who've only gone flawless, right? And let the people who've never gone flawless play against people who've never been flawless. That's going to avoid them matching up against people who are going to pump stomp them. Now, in addition to this, guys, there is another big problem currently in the game. A lot of people handicap themselves. Now, what I mean by this is there is no incentive for no one to actually get better at the game. What I mean by this is if you are playing and you are an underskilled PvP player, right? You play mostly PvE, but you don't really do a lot of PvP. But you have friends that play PvP, and you get carried. I don't like to use the term carry because it makes it seem like you're not doing nothing. Eventually, you end up always doing something like killing someone, throwing a grenade, or whatever. But you get carried, and your KD's not so great. Your KD's let's say it's like a 1, but your teammates is like a 2.5, and you're used to getting carried every weekend. And this time around, you try to get carried, but it didn't happen, right? Because your teammates who already went flawless are facing other teams that have gone flawless. Now, this is a problem that I see in Destiny because you have to say to yourself, you know what, self, I'm going to improve my game. I'm going to become a better player so I don't have to constantly be carried. I want to make sure that I'm able to hold my own and be able to do that. And that's where there's a big misconception currently now. There are two types of people who are arguing. The people who are arguing, of course, the streamers, the YouTubers, the content creators, and the other people who are arguing are people who have been carried the majority of their time playing Destiny, and now their friends that have gone flawless can no longer carry them because they're playing against other people who are doing trial carries and trial recoveries, and it puts them against really high leveled and skilled players. I think that's why there's a big uproar. I think that's why there's a big division. And I understand why Bungie's trying to put an end to the business that Trials has become or has been for the past 5 years. A lot of people made a living playing Trials. A lot of people did that. But, I mean, I think all good things come to an end, guys. There's got to be a time where you're like, okay, well, you know what? If people watch me for trial carries and I make my living off of trial carries, well, let me better my game and becoming a better streamer, becoming a better content creator, or just doing something different to make me earn that revenue once again. Now, I know you're not going to hear this anywhere else on YouTube because no one wants to tell you their dirty little secret, right? But what I'm going to tell you guys right now is I want to know from you guys, what is your opinions about Trials this weekend? Did you guys like it? Did you guys enjoy it? Who are you? What type of person are you? Do you get carried? Do you do the carrying? How did it feel? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, in addition to that, guys, there is some. I want to give you guys my opinion on how I feel about it. So, Trials of Osiris, guys, is supposed to be the hardest content in PvP, right? Just like the raid. Think of it like a raid. So, think of Vault of Glass Master, right? So that's what we're talking about. So, and think of a raid mastered, which is the hardest end content. It's supposed to be hard to go flawless, guys. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be a cakewalk. And this content is supposed to be the most difficult in the game. And I think the time that you go and you take that essence away, it becomes unobtainable. It becomes unvaluable. And I feel like if there was a way where everybody could just be like, okay, you know what? I'm flawless. I'm going to be playing against other people who have gone flawless. Let me better my game. If I do carries, let me become a better person to carry people, right? Let me be able to go up against other people that are stacked. Let me just become a better. And that's what everybody's concept should be here. If you get carried, become better. If you do carries, become better at whatever set of aspect that you do. And trust me, guys, we won't be in argument. We won't be in disagreement. I know it's a business for a majority of you guys. And I know for some of you guys, you just want to go flawless. But let's all get together and make Trials better. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Drop a comment, drop a like, and I will catch you guys on the next video.